Good morning, good afternoon, good evening Internet, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, EconomicalRides. Well, hello, and welcome back. This is part 2 of my exploring new roads and getting lost video. Since that road we took towards Alcantara ground to an inglorious halt, I was forced to abort the mission. So for this part I thought we'd take a road that I know well. This is again the Zurgena-Lubrín road, and because it's quite particularly pretty today, it's getting greener and greener by the day. There's some almond blossom starting to come out. I thought I'd just take you up this road and, as promised, explain a little bit to you about my plans for coming videos, content you can look forward to. Because I do have plans, believe it or not. I mean, they don't always work, like the exploring a new road plan. That went really well. But I will return to that road, and I will, when I'm at home, I'll have a look on a computer, see if I can figure out whether I took a wrong turn or whether the road is actually that bad. So here we are. This is my glorious Meteor, perfect as usual. And we'll just have a steady run up this very nice road, which is usually pretty much a 4th gear road. Lots of nice fast bends. It's always good fun to ride up here, but especially at this time of the year, as I say, it's very green, particularly pretty. So if we can merge onto the road without getting killed, it's all good. So yeah, sorry about that part 1. It was quite a nice road up until the point where it actually abruptly stopped. We'll have to check that out to see whether that was normal or whether I made a mistake somewhere. So here we are now, we're in 4th gear, and we should be able to just happily chug around these bends in 4th gear. Yeah, as I mentioned in part 1, it's actually quite a warm day today. I think it might even be creeping towards 15 degrees. We're definitely well over 10, I'd say. I've got my summer gloves on. I've got my motorcycle jeans on, but today I thought I'd give the long johns a miss. And my legs are not cold at all, so yeah, it must be nearly 15 degrees, I would imagine. So that's good times. So, plans for the channel in 2022, ideas for content that I have, things you can look forward to. So, first of all, quite specific, not quite so general, there is a video which is definitely going to come. It'll probably be a series of videos, and it's an EconomicalRides mod, believe it or not. I wasn't really expecting to mod my Meteor, really, because I'm very happy with it as it is. But over time, as you get used to a bike, your attitude towards it starts to change a little bit. And so there is a mod that I'm planning to do. Parts have been ordered. So that will definitely be featuring on the channel in the coming months. So again, it's not something I was expecting to do really, but it just kind of transpired, and I think it would make for an interesting series of videos as well, so we'll do that. Yeah, as I touched on in the previous video, there are things that may come off, so I could end up with new content ideas if that all works, but that's not totally in my control, so we'll have to wait and see. But generally I'm trying to ensure that this year we can keep the content interesting, mix it up a bit. I know a lot of you just enjoy going out for a ride and chat with me, which is wonderful, but at the same time I don't want it to get stale, so I think we need to look at doing some different types of videos as well. So what would they be? Well, apart from the aforementioned mod, in general I want to do a multi-day road trip with the Meteor. I mean, that was always my intention when I got it, but I do need somebody looking after Ruby when that happens, so that will be something that I'll have to organise. But the main reason that hasn't happened yet really is because of the whole pandemic situation. I'm not really keen to go travelling and have to deal with all of the hoops that you have to jump through to comply with all of the new restrictions. Especially in Spain it's a bit complicated because every province can set its own rules, so if you go from one province to another you may suddenly find the restrictions are more strict or less strict, so it's not really very transparent at the moment, and I'm not really keen on going on holiday, going travelling and being so heavily restricted and having to worry about complying with all sorts of regulations. So that's kind of put a bit of a dampener on my wanderlust at the moment. But if the situation relaxes a bit towards the summer, it's not inconceivable that we may get to do a road trip with a Meteor for 2 or 3 days. And then another type of video I think we could maybe do a bit more of is not just the roads, not just the routes, but possibly a little bit more about the destination. So I'm thinking along the lines of I could ride somewhere on a nice road to some random village that I've never been to before, and we could just get off the bike and walk around the village and see what that's like. So if you'd be interested to see a little bit of that, that would give you a bit more of a feeling for where I live and yeah, how villages are in this part of Spain. So I'd like to do that, but again, that's slightly less enjoyable when everything's restricted. You can't just go in everywhere and wander about unless you comply with all of the requirements at any given time. But I think that's something we could possibly do this year a little bit more of. So that's it really, those are the plans. One mod series definitely, and I think it will, if it works, it will be interesting for quite a lot of you. Various other things which are dependent upon others, and just in general trying to mix the content up a bit, because I don't want to bore you with my rides. So maybe we can show you a little bit more of the culture, the places that are close to the roads that I ride. So let me know in the comments down below if that would be of interest to you, or if you prefer just to come out with me on nice roads in nice weather for nice rides. So I've no idea how long this video is, because again I've forgotten to time it, but that was pretty much all I wanted to say. But we'll carry on a little bit down the road here. Oh yeah, I've got a little amusing anecdote for you, interesting anecdote for you. When I filled up on the way out here today, the petrol pump attendant was admiring my bike. He's admired it before, but he was admiring it again, and he said he was quite tempted to get one himself. And yeah, definitely he was very impressed, and he couldn't believe the price when I told him. I think that really got him interested. So I'm pretty sure that Royal Enfield will continue to sell Meteors for quite a while to come. The bike seems to get a lot of attention, a lot of positive attention, and then when you tell people no, it doesn't cost 7,000, it costs like 4.5, they're genuinely surprised. So well, yeah, there we go. I think this has probably now been about the 15 minutes that I was aiming for. If it wasn't, I apologise. I haven't really got much else to say because I did do part 1 earlier, so I did talk quite a bit there. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I've given you a little bit of a hint as to what things I'd like to do this year to keep the content interesting, to keep it fresh. If you have any ideas of your own, please feel free to put them in the comment section. I just want to make sure, really, as I say, we keep things fresh and it just doesn't get a bit too samey. Obviously I've reported on everything about the Meteor that can be reported upon pretty much. I've had the bike for long enough now, so the only real information videos about the Meteor that we can expect are kind of longer term reports when I get to higher mileages, that I can say, well, you know, so far we've had this problem and that problem, or no problem at all. So I don't think there'll be too many information videos apart from the mods that I do from now on. So with that in mind, I need to be looking at ways to create more interesting, varied content. We don't want to be flogging a dead horse. So if you have any ideas for things we could do with the Meteor this year that would be of interest to you, let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like. If you're a naughty sausage and you haven't subscribed yet but you still keep watching my videos, shame on you. Please consider clicking subscribe. That would help me immensely. I can't stress that enough, and also it's not going to cost you anything, so think about that, please. Yeah, and I'll look forward to seeing you in my next video as we arrive here in a nice almond tree blossom arrangement. Bye bye. Hello, Ruby. Daddy's back. Yes, have you been a good girl? Have you been a good girl? You looked after the house for Daddy, did you? Good girl. Yes. Should we get you a treat? Do you want a treat? Do you want a treat? Oh, that's what you get for being a good girl. Good girl. Yeah.